Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the East Asia monthly finals, grand finals. We've got ZETA division versus Reject. So, I mean, I've already basically spoiled it, but Crazy Raccoon actually lost in the quarterfinals against Na'Vi, and then Na'Vi just got brushed aside by Reject. So, just going to show just how Crazy Raccoon, I don't know whether they fell off that bad, but they're really not looking good this year. Maybe a roster change is imminent for them. But anyways, we have ZETA division versus Reject. Do I even need to say anything else about ZETA division? I think they have a 96% prediction in this, which is absolutely insane. But let's take a look at the draft right here. So, in terms of layer cake, they did ban the Shade, which is definitely something you want to be doing against Side Tempo. He's the Shade Demon. We see a Kaze ban as well. So, I haven't watched like all of the East Asia monthly final just because I've just been doing stuff around the house and stuff, but I tuned in for the Reject versus Na'Vi game and a little bit of the quarterfinal and the semi-final. ZETA division faced off against Rival, and they used Kaze in Shooting Star, and it worked somewhat. I still don't understand it, so I don't know why they really banned the Kaze. Maybe it's a little bit better in East Asia where their mechanics are a little bit better than most, well, pretty much every region. They are the most mechanically gifted players, and they're going to go with the Hank. So Hank and Gray is a really good setup to have. Now I'm wondering what they go to counter it. So Willow, we've seen Humble play Willow quite a lot on layer cake, actually pretty decent. This is why some other, good throwers that I spoke about, like Sprout, I'm surprised it's Juju banned. No, Juju was banned. I was going to say, surprised Juju wasn't just picked up there. So Jean and Willow, they do need a bit of DPS to go with the Jean, or else they have no way of dealing with the Hank, but also no way of confirming kills when Jean pulls him in. So maybe like an RT, maybe a Jackie, I don't even know what we could go that could counter this. Frank to counter the Hank. They need a tank or a tank counter. If we go with Ash. Okay, Ash. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of Ash. I should have actually said Draco or Ash. They're like two tanks that are really good into the Hank. So Ash is just good into Hank because he can just out DPS in that pure 1 versus 1. And then you've got the Rats as well that can help you out against tough matchups. Let's see what ZETA go with. There's a lot of options they can go, especially into this Ash. Maybe they go with a thrower themselves. They could go with like a Barley low-key. Okay, you can actually see on his screen Jackie. Okay, we go with a Jackie. I was going to try and see the tablet screen, see if I could see that last pick. But now you can see it. So Jackie and Hank. Yeah, I kind of like their draft, to be honest. In terms of draft, I think ZETA do have the advantage, mainly because Jean and Willow don't have that quick DPS. But then there's not really an answer to Willow as such. But I think if they play it well, ZETA, they should be able to win this. Because again, well, Willow does get ran down by tanks pretty easily. We'll see. Okay. So with this region, especially in double points, things is going to start to get very hectic in every single monthly final. Double points makes it so, comebacks are available, but also missing out on one monthly final, missing out on a grand final like, not Reject, like Crazy Raccoon have. It can have lasting effects. Like, that could basically screw up Tensai's chance to get to World Finals. You might have to go through LCQ at this rate, especially if Reject win, it's probably even worse for them, right? Because then they're sharing the points. They probably want ZETA to just run away with things. But okay. The teleport is set up here, so Hank can just keep going in over and over again. There's just too much pressure for ZETA. Like I mentioned, they've just got no damage. Ash is their only damage dealer. And somehow Willow's got a couple of kills here. I have no idea how Willow's got any kills, but with some well-timed supers, she can make things happen. So there's just 2 stars in it, but they need to get Levi or Sasuke. Side Tempo is just going to go in over and over again, but do switch positions here. Side Tempo nearly, well, their mind control nearly gets some good damage here, but they're just swapping in and out time and time again, which is just hilarious. We also see the Ash coming in. I nearly yawned then. I apologize again. I'm fighting. I don't know how I'm tired. It's nearly midday. Also, Side Tempo is going to get a Jackie Hypercharge in. The dive gadget going to come in for Shu. It does get the trader out, but there's just too many kills going the side of ZETA. And now with only 20 seconds left, it's not looking the best. It's just too chaotic. It really is. A great gadget pull there. Side Tempo is going to use his hypercharge. Does get wasted by that Willow super, and that's just a hilarious interaction. I actually win this. Suzuku is really, really weak. They get the kill. The blue star is in Reject's favor, and they win it. After all of that, they win it. That was a hilarious interaction there with Willow, using the teleport to their disadvantage. You know what? How did that work? Willow first pick. I did not expect that to work whatsoever. At least, like, Willow is, in some ways, like, Willow can be good into tanks, but also bad, because, like, if you use your utility, like, if you have no gadget available, then Willow's quite easy to kill. But once you start chaining your supers, you can just get easy, supers onto those tanks. So Satampo just barely stays alive at 200 HP, so that is a little bit fortunate for the side of ZETA. And it feels like they're going to play things a little bit more passive this time around. Battleman is going to get the gene pull as well. He's been playing really, really well this monthly final. Shu's going to dive in, but that gives his teammates enough time to back him up. Battleman gets the pull as well, and he's already on 5 stars. Like, what? He's playing absolutely insane at the moment. He is playing crazy good. So Melty's going to go in here, just barely survives as well. Levi's going to not clean up the kill, and that's going to be another death. Is this going to be Reject's monthly final? I don't want to jinx things just yet, but they're looking really, really good. Another gene pull as well. A little bit risky considering it's a Hank, but he's got Melty in support here. Now a 6-star lead. They can kill the gene, and they will overturn this deficit. And ZETA just haven't got anything going this time around. For their composition, they need to make things messy. They can't play control. With 2 tanks, you just got to keep going in. Even if you've got the lead, you need to just be applying the pressure. Melty, again, applying the pressure here. He's getting some good damage here, but it's a good combination from Saitampo and Suzuku. And now they need 2 kills, so they have got time on the side here. ZETA with a hypercharge to play with. They can just get a kill on Willow and Ash. Gene as well, of course, would be good. We need a couple of kills here for sure. So now a couple of hypercharges here for ZETA. 20 seconds left. They're gonna try and get a last-minute swoop, of course, as this always happens in Bounty. These Ash rats are gonna deal a lot of damage though. The Willow mind control as well. It's going to kill Levi, and there's just not much that ZETA can really do in this position. It's just everything's been exhausted. There's just no time left, and Reject are going to take the first set. Wow, Willow seemed like such a good pick. Going another tank into Willow just didn't really seem to be enough. The gene pools were in though. They were hitting consistently, but maybe they needed to go a throw or something like that. The double tank just didn't seem to work in the end. But again, the Willow plays and the Gene plays just seem too much. Really good coordination, and wow, Reject are 1 set up. Let's jump into the next set. All right, guys, jumping into set number 2, we have Heist Bridge Too Far, and just taking a look at the bans. Jay Young as a ban in Bridge Too Far. I'm very surprised about that. Like, I know he has good 1 versus 1 interactions, but in Heist, really, maybe some cheesy strategies where you can triple stack a lane. I mean, maybe that's the case. We'll have to see. So we see the Amber first pick, which is just pretty good into everything. We see Bonnie. Again, Bonnie is drafted all the time in Heist. You just can't really go wrong with Bonnie in this meta in Heist. In other game modes, you don't really see too much Bonnie because she just doesn't have the DPS to deal with it. And then we see Battleman with the Bell. I find it hilarious here how they have chairs and they have desks, and they're just playing on the floor. They always play with a device on a flat surface, which is interesting. Maybe it's just their comfort position. I don't know whether there's some logistics behind it, but I seem to see quite a few people like that play style. Maybe I'll have to give it a go. I play on a tablet stand myself, so you'll see here it's probably a bit messy. I've not cleaned it enough, but I play with that. Ever since I changed to that about like a year and a half, I feel like things are a lot more smoother. Like, I used to play with it just holding it up, but obviously with a tablet it's quite heavy, so on a stand it actually makes me be able to control and play claw most of the time. So that's maybe why they play on a flat surface. I'll have to give it a go. Maybe it's a bit easier to wiggle that way. I have no idea. All right, I'm waffling. So Charlie and a Melody. So Charlie again came back to the meta mainly for defensive reasons. In Heist, we just seem to have this meta where there's quite a lot going on. There isn't as many base race brawlers in Heist anymore. That's why you don't see like the Colts. Like literally, you see Bridge Too Far, we don't even see a Colt. Like, that is crazy. Colt's fall off needs to be studied. Give him another reload speed buff. No, I'm gonna kid him. So Bo as well. In terms of the drafts, Saitampo Melody. Yeah, so what do we side with? And I don't think Charlie's really needed in Bridge Too Far personally. I like Charlie on like Kaboom Canyon and maybe even Safe Zone. Well, mainly Kaboom Canyon, but on Bridge Too Far, we'll have to wait and see. So Side Tempo Melody, in terms of drafts, I actually prefer Reject's draft. But when it's Side Tempo Melody, do I really go against him? I don't know. I'm excited to see. It's been a while since I've seen some Side Tempo Melody. And Melody's not exactly the best Brawl in the meta. Again, she has fallen off quite dramatically. Not enough pros have been going her right now. She's like, in terms of like play rate, I think she's like top 30, maybe even top 40. Which, again, I think that's mainly because the hypercharge takes so long to go up. So Bo in Heights, everyone knows how good Bo is. We'll see here. It's very, I don't know, it's just chipping. A lot of chipping going down. Especially Bell against Melody should have the matchup for most of the time. But against Side Tempo, it's going to be hard to hit consistent shots against him. The lead is in Reject's favor so far. Another Amber Fire hit there. So really well played from Levi. There's not really too much to talk about right now. I can just waffle with my heart's content. And again, Levi's just going to try and cycle through his supers as much as possible here. He's trying to get a hypercharge because the hypercharge can lead to a lot of control. There's 1 minute left on the clock and Batman's trying his best to get his super, but against an Amber that's just playing it so perfectly down the lane, it's pretty hard to get it. So Batman finally gets his super here, but he knows he's going to go down, but at least he's got it. He can jump onto Amber, especially because Amber hasn't got the Dancing Flames gadget, and he can jump over that hypercharge as well. So that is why Bonnie is so good in Heist. 1 versus 1 interactions. Amber lead is going to still firmly be in Reject's favor. Not looking the best for ZETA at the moment. They're really containing Side Tempo's Melody. As I said, the draft, I did like Reject's draft, but in terms of skill, can Side Tempo prevail? Batman is playing insane, by the way. He has been playing the last few sets really, really well. He's going to jump in here on the Melody. Is he going to get the kill? It doesn't even show that interaction. Cameraman, what are we doing? We've literally seen a Bonnie jump in. We want to see that interaction, but now the last few seconds we've got a Melody with super finally. So Batman did feed Melody super, which might not be the best. There are so many battle traps down that lane, and that's probably why Side Tempo wanted to swap lanes here. Melty's getting some great taps onto Side Tempo here though. Side Tempo finally gets the kill. The super from Shu goes down. Suzuku is going to get some good damage onto the safe, and that's going to overturn the deficit for ZETA. Wow, some last second maybe misplays in terms of defense. I thought they had that there, and ZETA just slipped through and they managed to get the lead. I would have liked to see that in slow motion, because I felt like they had that, but at the same time, like, the Amber can just get such consistent damage and literally shoot through people. That's why Amber's always picked in Heist. So this time around, I don't know why Suzuki just popped Spider's gadget so early. I guess he tried to do it so it went over to Batman's lane, maybe, and it just went over to Shu instead. Okay, that probably was why, because even if the Spiders are low in HP, like, Batman has to waste an ammo and killing every single one. I don't know. But let's see here. Side Tempo again. I'm going to go for the same matchup against the Bell. He's really going to struggle, especially with those Bell traps down this particular lane. I was laughing like the other day if you're watching my qualifier streams. Like, it literally got to a point where I think it was a stalemate for like 2 minutes 15 on this map, and there was literally like 8 bell traps. There was something crazy down the right hand lane. It was just hilarious to see, because how can you push into that? It's impossible. It is impossible to push into a bell lane. So maybe you just gotta double stack another lane. I don't even know how you counter bell on this map. The bell traps are just way too much with the gadget rework. So now Rejects are going to get full control here, but what they need those bone mines on the safe. That's what I was about to say. They definitely need that. So Levi is just going to activate those mines here, but well played from Shu there. He's going to activate the bubble, and then he's going to get a gadget onto the safe probably. I mean, I would just gadget the safe at this point. And yeah, it's going to confirm more damage here. So Rejects with a healthy lead. Again, in terms of draft, I think they had the draft. They just need to well, we need that hypercharged bow mines on the safe. Yeah, that's going to be great. I don't think he wants to activate his gadget just yet though, so that is pretty good. I think ZETA are trying to... Okay, they do set them all off there. Actually, they don't set them all off, but it's just such a big lead in the end, with Melty getting some extra chip damage onto the safe as well. This is looking over, completely over for ZETA. So Reject just they're going in a lot more aggressively this time. They're not giving them the respect which I like, especially against good teams. Like, of course, you've got to respect the good teams, but you need to make a play. You need to be aggressive if you're wanting to be winning the game. You can't just sit back the entire time. So Batman's going to go for the safe right here, and that should be able to finish things off, because with the bubbles, it basically means he can't come back in heist. That's what it means. For the most part, there's just no time to make a comeback. Okay, so jumping into the last round for this set then. So I had to skip things a little bit there because I thought my dog was going to go crazy out the door. But again, this should be looking good for Reject, and they're just really containing Saitampo's Melody. It's just not looking that great. Imagine if I jinx Zeta again. Surely not. Like, I'm just a jinx machine on Twitter, I swear. What am I witnessing right now is just complete Reject domination. And you can't even say that anyone anticipate Reject to win. There'll be a few people like, oh yeah, I thought Rejects were gonna win. Well, 4% predicted Reject. That is one of the most lopsided predictions I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, Zeta can still come back. I don't know why I'm waffling so much here. So Saitampo's finally on the safe pretty early on in the game here. Much better from Zeta. I just want Zeta to win, so I don't look like an idiot on Twitter, please. Okay, so Levi's gonna go down to the bone mines. It's just not looking good, is it? It is not looking good. She's gonna try and get some hypercharge mines onto the safe. This has been a problem with Zeta for a long time. Well, yeah, for the longest time it's their draft. It definitely let them down in Brawl Cup, and it seems to be letting them down again. The draft is just so important in competitive play, where again, like Charlie, I just don't understand the Charlie. Like, I think East Asia do have a bit of a, I won't say fetish, but they have an obsession with Charlie. Like, they literally do. They played Charlie so much last monthly finals, which was a couple of months ago now. And I don't understand why. Like, she's good on heist as a defender, but like in the 1 versus 1, I'm not really seeing the maths right here. You can easily outrange a Charlie, and I'm gonna say this, and they're gonna somehow win this set. I just know it. Like, I just know it. Like, look at this. Okay, the Charlie, yeah. The Spiders aren't going to do anything, but Saitampo diff does get taken down, though. Every single time Saitampo wants to get on a safe, he just gets knocked back and taken down. So maybe Melody isn't as good in heist as anticipated. So a good Charlie super there. It's going to allow Saitampo to get a lot of super damage, and now he's going to fly away. But can Suzuku defend in time? Saitampo is going to get a lot of damage onto the safe. This is so intense. We have only 15 seconds left, but they still need to get rid of that bubble. Zeta do, or else they can't make a comeback. The bow mines are going to come in. Suzuku is on the safe, I believe. Saitampo is just going to get trapped by those hypercharged bow mines, and that's going to be the second set going to Reject. They are 2 sets up to 0 so far. This is absolutely wild. This is crazy. Zeta need a reverse sweep, and they need to act fast. Alright guys, jumping into set number 3, we have Knockout out in the open. And we're seeing Lumi open again. So this is what I wasn't understanding in East Asia, is that they were leaving Lumi open pretty much all the time. And Lumi's clearly the best brawler in the game. I'm not really seeing enough Kenji right now. Are people underestimating Kenji? I don't really know. I'm a little bit out of breath because I just ran downstairs really quickly in between that set to make me a quick cup of tea, because I'm just like that. Anyways, so we see the Gus into Lumi. That does make more sense. I think that's all right. Lumi on out in the open can get countered, so we'll have to see. What else can they go? Probably going to go with more range here. Probably like a Bell or something. I'm trying to think, top of my head. Nani. They could go with Nani pretty early on, which I don't like. Yeah, okay, they go with a Kit. So I was just saying, Nani this early on, and a Kit Ollie straight the way, by the way. It looks good for Zeta. Although I don't really like it when Zeta play these kind of tanky, cheesy strategies, because it doesn't really work for them. They're more like mechanically gifted. And let's see, we could go with the RT here, Reject, or we could go with like an 8-bit. We go to Buster. Okay, Buster can make sense. So I don't mind busting to Ollie, mainly because when you use your super with Buster, and you've got the, I think it's Blockbuster style power. It's the one that everybody uses. It makes it so Ollie can't hypnotize you. So it's a great counter in that way. But versus an Ollie and a Kit together, do you have the DPS to take them down consistently? I'm a little bit worried here. I'm a little bit worried. Gus, Nani, Buster, they have no damage. But then how does Ollie get his super? We'll have to wait and see. I like Zeta's composition. They've got Lumi. They've got... Okay, that was really, really aggressive there from Levi. Normally what you want to do when you jump in is you want to like give it a few seconds and then jump in just to catch him off guard. But again, like a Lumi, how are we going to beat a Lumi? I don't know. But Buster's going to get free hypercharges a lot here. And they're going to group. I guess they're probably going Buster here because against Ollie and Kit, right, you want to group up so you have the best chance of defeating them. And that's going to be a really good double gadget here. They should be able to confirm the kill here on Batman. There we go. And that's going to be a kill on Buster. And like I said, like, Nani makes, like, you think with Nani, right? You're thinking, oh, yeah, Nani, I can counter Lumi in a 1v1 because I outrange. But it's Nani. Nani just gets countered too easily in Knockout and Bounty early in the draft because you can go, like, max. I'm surprised they didn't go max. Like, they didn't go max. They could go just anything aggressive, like, literally, like they did, like Ollie. And you just get overwhelmed so easily. So here comes the Kit Ollie synergy right here. We're going to go for the Nani. There's just a weird glitch went on right there. But we're going to get a lot of damage onto the Buster. And the jump gadget from Ollie is going to make it so he can jump away from Buster. Like, Buster wants Ollie to jump on him. That's pretty much what's trying to go down here. But again, this Lumi is just providing too much value against this. Nani is also using the shield star power. A lot of people are using shield star power, knockout and bounty at the moment. I guess because Nani can't one-shot any of these, and maybe in a clutch situation of 1 versus 1, the shield star power could help. Suzuku does get taken down though. Saitampo trying to get a kill onto the Buster, but Batman is just taking it over completely. And that felt like Zeta should have won that one. I don't know whether that was just a bit like maybe it was a bit unfortunate that I didn't secure the kill with the Kit, but I don't know, it just didn't feel clean, the normal clean we see from Zeta. So we see the late jump here from the Ollie, perhaps. There we go. So Kit's got super. Ollie's going to jump in. He's going to super in and gadget in as well. But the hypercharge makes it so Ollie can't actually connect onto the Gus. So really well played there again from Batman. I know it kind of seems like wasted utility having to use a hypercharge just to run away, but Ollie's going to take forever now to get his super again. Nani hypercharge is inbound here. He's going to pop it right at the last second. He's going to try and scout out the Kit. Just barely misses out on the Kit. Does actually get a connection onto Saitampo, but he's just going to back away. Suzuka's going to get taken down by Shu, and Levi just can't find the killer in time. Surely we can't be seeing a sweep here from Reject. That would be the most insane statement yet. And yeah, that, wow, okay, please. I wanted a set 5. Please, Reject. I can't be jinxing Zeta now, can I? Surely, I thought Zeta was the safest one out of every region. I thought Zeta was the one. I was like, okay, they're probably just going to win easily. And what? Just what? What am I watching right now? What am I watching? It's not like the biggest upset the world's ever seen, but it's still 3-0 versus Zeta. Is this? I don't even know what to say. I told you, like, Zeta with their cheesy compositions, I just don't really like it when they pull out the tanks or the cheese. And Reject just seems to have the draft. It's not even just draft though. Like, it's not even pure draft. It is also gameplay as well. Like, they're playing really, really well as a team. It seems like the strategies have just been perfected every single time. So the gadget comes down from Lumi here. I really felt like they could have got a bit more pressure here, but Ollie and Kit, here we go. So this is, surely they can get melted down, but need to confirm that kill. How haven't they confirmed that kill? Get the kill onto Melty. There we go. So that's much better from Zeta. I just think it was, I don't think nerves, but they were just making mistakes as well that they probably wouldn't have before. That Kit jump again, just kind of, like, I guess it could be classing it as a mistake, but it was also unlucky that he didn't confirm the kill. But they're just going to leave the attack down there so we can get the gadget. That's going to give them pressure for free. Kit's going to jump in here. And that should be the kill onto Batman. He's going to be so weak. And they confirm the kill in time. He does get the shield as well. I swear, like, is it luck? Or, I don't know. Batman is just playing absolutely insane. Like, just seems to be making these clutch plays that just are the difference. And could this be the turnaround? The defining moments like this I tend to look at a lot in esports, and that could be one of them. He's going to get pulled towards Levi's going to jump away here. That was probably the wise decision to make. I probably would have just jumped away there just to be safe. Okay, so now they're relying off an Ollie. They need an Ollie super. And oh, the double super from Saitampo does get taken down in the meanwhile, though, somehow. Melty's going to get taken down as well. I don't think they really have the DPS to deal with a Kit and a Gus. So apologies for my dog barking here. But we should be able... Well, Zeta should be able to win this one. Let's take a look. Even with Buster's shield. There we go. Okay. Much better there from Zeta. Much better. Much more calculated. Even with Saitampo getting taken down with a double stun. He had a double stun as well. That was an insane takedown from Batman. But here we go. Zeta, they need this momentum. They need this right now. Well, obviously they've lost if they don't get this in the end. I just can't get over how Saitampo is playing. Like, how in any way does that make him play this insane? I don't get it. Like, he's gonna have some chronic back pain when he's older, surely. Like, is he seeing a back doctor to help him with this? Is he doing some insane yoga to help it? I want to know, because he's gonna look... Have you seen them images? This is one image that always goes to mind, when like how gamers are gonna look in like 200 years time, where their back's like all the way hunched up. Yeah, that's gonna be me, by the way. I have back problems. And Zeta, they get the first kill, so it's looking much better here. It's looking like the old Zeta. I don't know whether something mentally was blocking them. They just seem to be a bit more calculated, they know what they're doing a bit more now. It's much better. So I gotta say, like, an Ollie and a Kit composition, it should... Oh, that again, like, that could have been costly there. I mean, in the end it wasn't, but it's just small interactions like that do bring a seed of doubt into my mind. So now we're just one round away here from at least a set. Like, at least I don't want a clean sweep. Like, if they're gonna win like 3-1, that's okay, just not the 3-0, please. So now we see a Buster hypercharge here, but this gadget is just too good and out in the open. He's completely frozen. I'm surprised they didn't get more value into that Buster, but here we go. So Buster's gonna pull gadget, but that's not gonna do anything to a Kit and an Ollie, is it? Let's be real right now. But the pressure still could just be enough. They just need to keep this positioning, Zeta. Just don't let them get pushed back. Keep the positioning, and then let the gas do all of the work. So the gadget's gonna come in here. Shu's forced to use his super just because of the freeze. But now we're starting to fight back a little bit here. Yeah, Reject need to try and get some control before the gas closes in. Suzuku with another gadget. I guess he's pretty close to a super right here. Melty has his hypercharge. He probably needs to pop it right now. Shu's going really weak. A good connection from Saitampo. Just get taken down again. That is 2 times in a row now where... Okay, the Gus shield's going to come in on the Buster. It's going to be one takedown though, but do they have the DPS to kill all of this? Suzuku in a 1v1 versus Batman, it's not going to be enough. I knew that wasn't going to be enough. But again, like, Saitampo uses the super, and if anything, it made him vulnerable, which is just crazy. Now Rejects are 1 round away from getting the 3-0. If you're Reject, you need to get this now. You can't be letting Zeta get any momentum. They're literally one of the best teams in the world. And but what is actually happening after Brawl Cup? I swear, like, Humble not qualifying for the monthly finals. Zeta looking like they could get 3-0 swept here. Famous SpenLC Jinx is coming in, though. Don't you worry about that. Wasted super from Levi, though. I really didn't like that Ollie super. But they do have a lot of pressure. They need to try and confirm a kill on one of these snipers. As an Ollie, again, like, surely the Nanny is so vulnerable, but it's being protected a lot by the Buster. Saitampo is going to get the super in, and again Buster saves him, and Saitampo nearly goes down because of that again. But keep the pressure, guys. Melty's having to jump in. If I was Zeta, I mean, they're going to go with a play on a Buster here. They managed to get the connection. They get the kill onto Gus as well. Melty's going to go in with a super, and that's going to be Zeta getting their first set. They managed to do it. It didn't look very convincing whatsoever here. They really had to fight for that, but that is 1 set. The reverse sweep could be in here. I love Saitampo's socks. Look at him. Beautiful man. Anyways, let's jump into the next set. All right, guys, jumping into set number 4, we have Hot Zone Dueling Beetles. As you can see by the bans, good late picks. Definitely Barley is a worthwhile ban. And then a Berry, Lumi, and Jay Young. So definitely agree with Lumi and Jay Young. Did I overestimate? I've just not really seen any Kenji at the moment. I think it's because the hypercharge takes too long to charge up, and it's probably a good late pick. I'm surprised though. I'm surprised I'm not seeing enough. So you see the Kaze in from Zeta. Okay, now we're talking. Now I'm sitting up. I want to see how this brawler performs in Brawl Esports. But the thing is, you're going to give it the best player in the world. He's probably going to make maybe like an average brawler look good, but maybe we could learn some things. I already learned a little bit. Like I said in my guide, a lot is to do with the geisha form. the fan form, you want to be using that for position, and then you want to quickly go into ninja form and burst them down and keep switching just to be annoying. Then it's all just about the ninja super. That's what I've watched from the most part. I've not really seen anything else. It's just a 1v1 interaction. The ninja super and the hypercharge is just so overwhelming. So we see a Draco here. Draco seems to just be played a lot in hot zone, but also used to counter the likes of Hank and a few other brawlers. So I've seen the play rates on Draco go pretty high recently. I really like the Finks as well. Finks are just so good into everything. Now we see the Kenji. Finally, we see the Kenji. So what do you even go into this? You can't go Hank. You could go with a Shelly, perhaps. Where do you even go? What do you even go into this? I would not like to be Zeta, to be honest. I would not like to be Zeta. You could go at OT. You'd need like some disgusting tank counter. Maybe even a Colette, if I'm being honest. Maybe a Griff could be good as well with the hypercharge. But then you've Pam. Don't know how I'm feeling about that. I think I seen a Pam come in from Na'Vi in the last game I watched, and it just didn't work out. I mean, Pam's good sometimes at countering tanks with the gadget, but into a Kenji, I don't know. Maybe this is something Zeta have practiced. I don't want to be too harsh on the pros, because at the end of the day, they practice a lot more and they know a lot more to do with scrims. But let's see. Maybe the Kaze pops off more than I realized. But just absolutely deleted the Kenji. People saying the ninja form is terrible. They need to take a look at themselves, because every single time I'm playing it, it does a surprising amount of damage. We can see here, side tempo on the Draco there just does so much damage. See, Suzuka's going to get taken down by the Kenji. The turret definitely helping out Pam, but again, like, isn't Pam... I don't think Pam is the greatest into a Finks, considering like Finks counters brawlers with a lot of projectiles, right? I mean, yeah, well, I'm definitely right in saying that. But B's going to get a lot of pressure here. This is actually looking good for Zeta. What do I know about the draft? Maybe they think that with Kaze and B, they have enough damage to deal with the double tank assassin setup. But they're doing a fantastic job so far. So Fanstorm going to come down. Fanstorm actually isn't the worst super in the world. I probably underestimated it a little bit before, because at least it helps you cycle through your supers and it does give you some good control. So now he's going to opt for the hypercharged fan super as well. He's going to cycle through to 2 of them, which is really going to help him out, and that's actually going to be the set. Okay, I'm very surprised. Tempo is just stealing the show here with Kaze. Another fan storm, which I guess is going to be really annoying to deal with in hot zone, not knowing where anyone is, and it just... I don't know. I didn't really expect the Pam to do all that much. I mean, they do need like a brawler to stay on the zone, and then B and Kaze are kind of just wreaking havoc. That's probably why they went with Pam. But I think it's all down to the first interaction. They got the first interaction sorted, and I don't think Reject could really get anything going. So Satampo gets on the zone first here. Again, he's got to pop it into ninja form. He's actually going to get taken down a lot easier that time around. So interesting. Batman's going to push in here. We need to get behind these walls, yeah, because the problem here with Zeta, they haven't got anyone that can destroy walls and just deal with the tanks behind them. But again, ninja form just seems to be bursting down those tanks so quickly when you have all 3 pieces of your ammo available. Side Tampa's going to try and go in here. It's not really going to do all that much. Shu completely misses the... I'm going to say the ninja super, but it's not the ninja super, is it? Why do I think... I always think that Kaze and Kenji are so alike. If you guys didn't know, Kaze and Kenji have pretty much the exact same stats, except for, of course, Kaze doesn't have the lifesteal, but it's going to take down Kenji there so incredibly fast. And the Fanstorm coming in again here. So I don't think Saitambo's afraid to just use a super when needed whatsoever to confirm a kill or just get a 1 versus 1 matchup. So again here, Zeta seem to be having a lot of control. And I'm actually watching the Kaze a lot. It just seems like the Kaze is doing the most right now. Maybe I'm discrediting Levi and everything else, but here comes another Fanstorm. He's going to go in here, gets completely melted, but just seems to be cycling supers like crazy. Now Reject finally have a little bit of control here, but Draco didn't manage to cycle much of his super, but Suzuka is really weak here. Melty should be able to get into super in time. Side Tampo gets the kill. The hypercharge is going to be in here as well. Is he going to opt to use it against Blatterman? That is quite wise in not doing so. He actually switches form and uses his hypercharge super again here. And yeah, it looks like ZETA should be able to win this. I don't really see a way how Reject come back, and a reverse sweep might be in. Kaze seems to be really good in hot zone, at least. I think in hot zone, like, people have to come towards you. It's a lot easier to play brawlers like this. It looks pretty convincing, and yeah, I'm liking it. I mean, Kaze isn't like completely broken, but I think side tempo makes these brawlers look broken when you think about it. You think of Shade. Everybody thought that Shade was like a secret A tier pick in the meta, but it wasn't. So I really enjoyed watching a good player play some Kaze, though. Maybe a bit underappreciated, not anything crazy, like I said. But that's gonna be the fourth set, going towards ZETA 2-2. Let's jump into the final one. All right, guys, jumping into the fifth and final set, we have gem grab double swoosh. So we see the ban to the double Jae Young ban, and then the Lumi and the double Kaze ban. So maybe Kaze is really good on double swoosh. I'm learning. I want to see EMEA and how they tackle Kaze. I want to see if she's potentially broken. It's just a funny thing, right? No one knows the power of Kaze. I'm just seeing so many conflicting opinions. I'm not even really seeing pros talk about Kaze. Normally when a brawler's broken, especially a new brawler, you definitely see it on Twitter. Like, you see a lot of Genji and people talking about Lumi, but no one talks about Kaze. So we see a lot of drafting happening really quick. I can't even keep up. So we see the Amber first pick, which is just good into everything. We see the Finks. So I'm a little bit surprised. I would have probably preferred Finks over Amber as a first pick here from Reject. So if we go with Jean and Finks, you can't really go wrong with those two brawlers. So at least with Reject here, there are a couple of good counter options. You can go into the Jean that can tank a Jean pool. You can go the bow. You can go Penny's not that great anymore. Stu's not really that great anymore either. But I'm gonna go with a Janet again. That's I can't believe I forgot about that Janet. Janet's really good in gem grab, of course she is. She's got the gadget to tank a Jean pool. Probably will play mid, to be honest there, I would think, because you surely got to go tank or some damage, because Amber does some decent damage, but yeah, they're going to go with tank themselves, so need some pressure. They go with a Draco, which is just good into everything here. They're going to go with a Pam again. Pam again. That was pretty quick. Like, they knew they wanted to go to Pam. You know, I actually prefer Pam in double swoosh, weirdly enough, to hot zone, even though hot zone used to always be Pam's best mode. So double swoosh is good for Pam. She was always good here, maybe like over a year ago, because you can just lock down lanes easily with your main attack projectile. You've got vision gear, you've got a gadget to defend it. I think also Pam's a good counter to Amber, because you can steal a lot of Amber's ammo, which of course will literally cripple her. And good into Draco as well, because you can steal all of Draco's ammo when he's in his dragon form. So let's see how it plays out, though. Let's see how it plays out. I definitely would prefer ZETA's composition, though. Mainly because they've got the Jean, which is a safe pair of hands, and they've got the Pam that can just be so good defensively. But do they have the pure damage to deal with a Draco if he starts cycling supers? I'm not completely sure about that. So also Janet as well, once she gets a hypercharge, can just be so devastating to the gem carrier. Can just literally confirm you kills all the time. So I mean, it's just back and forth at the minute here. Not really too much to discuss. Amber's doing an okay job versus side tempo, but he finally gets his super here side tempo. Just one shot away from killing the Amber. He's going to start to push in a little bit aggressively here. Suzuku is knowing that he's got a lot of control here. He can start to go in a little bit aggressively. I'm guessing he's using the speed and vision gear. I'm going to surely using vision gear. Yeah, he's using vision gear. I was going to say surely he's not going to use the mythic gear on top of that. Melty's going to get taken down. He does finally get his super though, so watch out for that upon respawn. But one kill is all that ZETA might need to start getting some more gems under their belt. But so far, it's just been back and forth. It's just been Shu picking up one gem, Levi picking up one gem. So not really much to discuss. A gadget already going down from Suzuku, who's going to waste a lot of Melty's ammo. So Tempo's going to go in a little bit aggro here. He's trying to buy his time a little bit. Its team a little bit of time here to maybe pick up a few more extra gems. But again, it's just back and forth. It is exactly the same for both teams, but Shu's going to go in here. So Tempo's going to get a kill onto Melty. ZETA have all the control now. It's looking pretty much over for Reject. 2 more gems is all that they need, and they should be able to get pretty much, actually I don't think it is a gem spawn. Yeah, that gem spawn's going to be in their favor, and yeah, they haven't got enough time, Reject, to do anything. They're going to get heavily outranged as well. The Draco is upon going back into his normal sword form. Suzuku's going to use gadget here. It's going to get taken down eventually, and here comes the Janet hypercharge. A mispull from Levi, probably going to go down to this Janet hypercharge, and if he can cycle through to another super, he can get out. But Batman is doing an absolute insane job, and Shu manages to get the super in time, and he can just dash out of there. Literally daylight robbery. How did he allow that to happen? I think that all came from Batman and his plays on Amber. That is insane. That is really insane. This is what I talk about all the time in gem grab. You need someone to just go up, plain and simple, and die just to get a respawn in, and that's exactly why that comeback happened. Especially in a map like Double Swoosh, it is very hard to make a clean comeback. Very hard, because of course you've got that defensive wall, and normally there's always somebody respawning. But I think maybe the Pam should have just gone up, just literally, and died. Or I think all of the gems were in... No, I think Side Temple had one gem. So yeah, it was down to the Pam really to go in, just die for pressure, and then get a good respawn in. So Levi goes really aggressive here. You can tell he's angry now. And I spoke about that Janet hypercharge. Just can confirm kills just from the air like crazy. And then most of the time when you confirm a kill with your hypercharge super, you probably one shot or maybe even cycled your super again, so you can get the gems and then dash out. Literally saw it happen before it happened. But now I think Rejects might be able to have a bit of don't know what I call it, momentum here, because that definitely would spur them on after that comeback. But now Levi has the super to hand, does bait out that Janet gadget, and now he's got a little brief amount of time here. He can get a free pull onto Janet, so you can get a little bit of pressure here. Melty's just getting chipped away, can't really find any positioning to get any ammo charge here. So Levi again, he's going to be pressured up with a super. This Pam turret's really going to help ZETA out. Going to be a pull it here from Levi. He's going to go with a knockback, which is kind of smart. Melty does get the kill onto Side Tempo. Okay, I didn't expect to see that one coming. And now the pressure is coming in from Reject. Here, they need to hold on to this. They can't afford for them to lose more control. Batman's going to be really weak here, but here comes Melty. He's going to get taken down, but Melty with his super, it's just, there's too many players of focusing him at the same time. It's just making it impossible for him to actually make a play. Melty's going to get taken down in the end. Shu's got to be close to hypercharge, you would imagine here, but now ZETA with the hypercharge themselves is going to allow him to pick up the 2 gems. Does miss out on the hypercharge pull, but it's all down to Shu whether he can get the hypercharge time. I don't think he's going to be able to get it to mount a comeback. So ZETA looking pretty clean so far. They're just slowly backing away, and it's looking much better for them. And now we have a match point situation, or do we? The hypercharge Janet super just coming way too late, and here we go. This is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want a sweep, I wanted a match point situation here. Side Tempo getting that last sip in a Red Bull. He's going to be cracked now. That last sip's going to give him all the momentum he needs. Okay, I wouldn't like to predict this one. I mean, after that, it looked like ZETA are a different beast when it comes down to it. They contained Draco so well, and they managed to just confirm those the more gem spawn points than Reject in the end. By that I mean, like, sometimes what can happen in a really close game, again, like you just see the back and forth at the beginning, back and forth, but after a lot of aggression, it just allows ZETA to pick up those few extra gems. So now Batman does have his super pretty early here. He needs to try and connect. Okay, he goes for this super instead. It's going to break open the lane and make it a little bit easier to contain Side Tempo. But as a Finks in a 1v1 situation, yeah, just look at this. It's just absurd. And that's again why I'll just prefer the Finks earlier in the draft rather than the Amber. Like, Amber's good, but Finks in 1v1 is just insane. He can just insane amount of damage. The gadget can just save you against so many different things. And now ZETA are just looking to take over right now with the Finks super. Levi does get the pull, but doesn't confirm the kill. Suzuki can go in to try and confirm this kill, though. Now, I wonder why he's not pushing as aggressively here. Probably doesn't want to feed Janet much super. Shu's going to try and go in here. It's kind of crazy how Shu's still wiggling around in the middle, even with a Pam in his grass. Melty's doing a good job, though, staying alive for as long as he has. Shu, he's actually going to go for this gem, and that was very brave, but he needed to do that, or else ZETA would have got too big of a lead. But Side Tempo is completely dominating his lane. Of course he is. He's completely taken over. When it comes down to crunch time, he just tends to make these plays that just no one else can do. He's just winning his matchup time and time again, getting insane pressure for his team. Melty with some good pressure as well, but it's looking all but over. If ZETA get this gem, they can't reset the countdown here. I'll see if they can't, but they managed to get this gem in time, just barely super in a way, but everyone from Reject are weak. I just think it's over. ZETA should be able to win this one. We need one more gem to confirm the non-resets, so no more resets. 3 gems can't spawn in time. Shu has to pop Hypercharge to try and desperately do something, but it's looking pretty bleak for Reject. So we managed to get a Draco Super, Amber Super as well. Actually, this could be dangerous for ZETA, but in time the clock ticks down and you don't even see Levi. That is such a good and a big win for ZETA in the end to confirm the reverse sweep to win back-to-back monthly finals is insane. And Wiggly Spoo is just he's lost for words. He is lost for words. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Is he frozen? Like, what is even going on? Seriously, that was insane. That was insane. East Asia, absolute cinema. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a lot about this region. And yeah, check out EMEA. That is gonna be tomorrow. I'll be doing a video on that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.